Right guys, so we have paired it up to the car. As we said, this is the cable, goes in, hook them two up, it's gone underneath there. Ignition's on, and like we said earlier, the instant battery measurement, I like that. It's a bit different to other manufacturers I've used, such as Hotel. It's quite live, so if I turn the vehicle on, it tells you like instant live. I know you've got some that'll tell you, and it holds in that position for quite a bit of distance. It's not instant feedback, whereas this tells you instantly, which is good. So you've got these two sections. We've done the full update. We'll go to diagnostics, auto search. This is quite good because it picks it up instantly. So it's picked it up all within like probably 5-6 seconds. You've got manual select and auto search. We'll do auto search. This will bring us on to the next page where it'll go through all the modules in a second. So I like that, I really do. I mean, Kingbolen has nailed it on every single model as far as I know. You get instant live mileage, which is good for all the car salespeople, or even for the people that are buying the vehicles. You got to understand that is important, especially people who are in the commercial, like, you know, your vans are more common to be dropped in mileage. So it's 82, and if we look at that, it's 82, which is good news. So it tells you exactly the make, the model, the year, N57 engine. So we'll hit next. So ignition off, ignition on. You've got health report and system scan. We'll do the health report, as that'll do it individually, like individual modules, the engine, airbag, ABS and whatnot. So we'll just do that. And that was a very, very quick scan, as you guys saw. There was no messing around. Literally did it all within a split second. I'm not going to fault it. So that's what it looks like. Sorry, the brightness is quite strong. Camera's having trouble focusing. I mean, the brightness in reality is quite nice. I'm not having trouble in terms of looking at it, but it's just the phone. And here we'll just go into the engine section and see what we can get. It's already telling us information about the last programming date. So the last programming that was done on this engine was 30th at 8:13. Okay, production date was that time, which is good information to know. So like we said, these are the information that it's giving us. Read data stream is your like live data in that sort of sense. So I like the fact that you can search for it as well. So if we just put suit, so common issue with most cars, the diesel particulate filter, okay, or even the, so it tells us the gram, the, oh, it's not grams, but it tells us in a sort of graph. Obviously the engine's not running, but if we have the engine running, the bar's going to go up. It tells us the pressure and whatnot. So if we come out of this, you can even have it in, I'm on, back. So for instance, injector, just put in, that's if it does, that's injector. Okay, maybe it doesn't bring in that sort of way, but these are the, get rid of that, because sometimes the wording is different for every machine. As you can see, it is well equipped in terms of live data. Clear module, which we don't need to really, not as of yet because there's no fault. Let's go back. Obviously I want to do something. I want to go into the system scan, and I'd like to, so if we hit this, if we go into vehicle information, vehicle status, and then coming on to your brake fluid and whatnot. These are the services. So what we're going to do is try and reset this using the S800. So as you can see, there is a good few modules it goes through. We'll come back out of the car's system, okay, and what we'll do is go into maintenance. So these are the things that it can offer. Obviously not on this car. This is just a universal thing for all the cars. It does not matter what vehicle you select, you will get all these options. However, if you go on to, you know, selecting a specific car, it may not bring the option. So I'm just saying an example. For example, you hit the EGR, it may not bring it on a, I don't know, let's just say on a Citroen or a BM, but you may bring it on other vehicles. But I'm pretty positive it will bring it on a good percentage of vehicles in that sense. Like we said, we are going to reset the oil reset. So not the oil reset, but that, if that makes sense. So we'll hit oil, and we will see what it gives us in terms of option. Now there is another model that I will be comparing this S800 to, which is going to be the Kingbolen K7, and that is a class up from this, and I am not going to fault it in any way. So guys, as you can see, these are the models it covers in terms of reset, which is basically all models. BMW ignition is on. Yeah, the K7 is more advanced. Now we will discuss that in another video. However, we're going to concentrate on this one for now. So we've got this option here. We'll hit OK, and we are going to see what it's going to give us. Our sets, right. That's fine. Date and time is set. Fair enough. On most diagnostics, it does offer that. You know, like reading the setting the date as well. Right. Excellent. We get all the options rather than just engine oil, if that makes sense. So we are going to reset the engine oil in this because we're going to get it serviced. So engine oil on there. If you click, it says 17,000 miles. I think the range would be 19 from experience. So it will reset it in a second or so. God, I'm not liking this camera of mine. So it's in the process, as we can see. Being performed. And it does take a split second or so. It's not like instant. Doesn't matter what diagnostic tool you have, it does take a few good seconds anyway after that. So on computer wise, it does say, so for instance here it says 30,000 kilometers. Reality is it will take, oh there you are, I've just gone off and back on it, 19,000 miles. So it is like instant in that sense. Front brakes, remember on BMs, if it's very close to the sensor and you are resetting it, it's kind of forcing to reset. So you will get the handbrake light on, as in like the ABS. So that will be coming on if the pads, well not the pads, but if the sensor hasn't been changed as well. So I've told it to do it. Now if you look, it's not done it because it knows it's near and it doesn't like it, in other words. So brake fluid is F4. As you can see, it's come out of red and it's hit the I don't know what's going on with this camera. starting to annoy me. But so that one's check. Vehicle check, I'm pretty positive. Yep, that's fine. Vehicle check. So there are that I do like, I really do. So that's good, the fact that you have this. So let's see what other functions it does provide. Please press exit. Okay. And exit on here is F8. So it's telling us to be okay, back, termination, okay. So as you saw, that was the way to do it. Injectors, I'm not going to lie, it's a good equipment, well equipped in terms of software. Now, if you're just using it here and there, in terms of, you've not got a garage, but you buy and sell cars here and there, and you want to double check things, or if you want to use it for yourself and you have, you know, a car that you want to play around with here and there, change bits and bobs, or just dig into, I guess, it's a great piece of kit. Comparing it to the others online or in the market, for 160 quid-ish, around that sort of figure, you can't go wrong. It does offer a lot for the price. Now, if you were doing something a little bit more advanced, so let's just say you were changing, I don't know, a headlight, I don't know, some other bits and bobs. What else? Something more in depth, and you were always working on mechanical side of it, a rear tail light, whatever. Then yeah, I would probably not go for this. I'd go for the K7, which is the next level up, and like I said, I will go through this at another stage. But this piece of kit for the price, you can't go wrong. So we'll just let it do this. So these, I'm not going to play around with it, guys. There's no point in me doing this because the car's perfectly fine. But they're the injector codes, okay? So if you do change one, you just put the new one in by just continuing and whatnot. But I'm not going to play around. But as you can see, it's got gearbox teaching, immobilizer, steering angle sensor. So you just can't go wrong. You really can't. It's a brilliant piece of machine. So repair info would be your fault code library. So P2002. Let's just see what it brings. Diesel particulate filter. I like that. So wow, that is the first I've come across. It may bring on the other models as well, but you know, I've not really tried this option. But if there is a coding, like, what does that code mean? You just put it into this and it tells you exactly what it is. You need network for it to pop you onto line, like I guess. Wow, that is pretty damn good. Video, what does that do? Nope, that's video list. Learning, again, I'm not connected to the internet, so it's not going to bring most things. Coverage list, again, it's not going to do it because we're not connected to the internet. Update, as we already know. Setting, there we go, there's nothing great. But you know what? One amazing thing about this product is you get lifetime update, and that's where you can't go wrong. Just think of the products that you guys will buy in terms of where it's Launch, Hotel, Snap-on. You're paying at least at the bare minimum 100 quid a year just to update it, whereas this is free. So it's 160, whatever the offer is at your time, and enjoy. But yeah, there you are. Not special. We're not going to get any more warning up. All done. But any questions, jot it down, guys. I'll try and get back to you. You can put it on the comments below, or you can also chase me and private message me on Facebook as well if you have any questions. But yeah, I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. So this Kingbolen S800, the question is it worth the money? and we've said it before in the past. So it is well worth the money. There is no questions. And the reason I'm saying this, I am going to break it down to you now so you know where you stand with this diagnostic machine. Kingbolen hasn't been in the game as long as Hotel, Snap-on, Launch, X-Tool and these other, manufacturers. But what Kingbolen can offer, and I'm not saying this because I've got the diagnostic machine, this is the truth and it's a fact. If you was to buy something similar, so Hotel, as we all know, is a famous brand. Now, I'm not saying there is anything wrong with Hotel, but Hotel's a good piece of kit. I've used it for years and years, but you sometimes have to look at the figures, the money you pay. And the Kingbolen S800 is around about 160 quid, depending on the offers they have on. Now, this 160 quid, we can see it does injector coding, EGR, gearbox learning. Okay, now if we're moving on to Hotel or Snap-on or other manufacturers, the same machine that can do that sort of stuff, they'll charge you, for example, Hotel will charge you maybe 700-800 quid just to do that. Maybe a bit less, maybe 600, 700, but think, where is £160 at and where is £700? And plus, the lovely thing about this is, like I said earlier on, it's lifetime update, free lifetime update. Whereas Hotel, Snap-on, Launch, X-Tool, these diagnostic machines will charge you minimum 100 to 200 quid a year just to put an update. So really, it is a no-brainer. Obviously, the only downside is it's a cable. It's an OBD cable from the vehicle to the diagnostic machine. But you know what? Who cares in the sense, you've got yourself a pretty damn good machine that does a lot of the job. So it is worthwhile. There's ins and outs, but you know what? You just got to look at the figure at the end of the day and see what they do. And this offers quite a lot in compared to others for the price.